Whenever you've got a job to do, there's usually an end goal or an end result, something you can point to and say, there, I did that, my job here is done. If this room is messy, I will clean it up, and once it's sufficiently tidy, I will wipe my hands and move on to something else. To make this video, I have to write it, I have to record it, I have to edit it, but once that's done and I upload it and you watch it, I wipe my hands and I move on to something else. But what if I never moved on? What if I just sat here scrubbing this room with a toothbrush with no observable results? What if I just kept adding pieces to the edit of this video that had no benefit whatsoever? Don't I look ridiculous? You'd probably call me crazy, and rightfully so. And that's the way I think of a lot of current social justice issues. There's no clear goal. There's no clear end. There's no point at which we all wipe our hands and say, job well done, time to go home. And so an interesting thing happens when the bulk of the issues related to legal equality are now out of the way. No longer do we deny women the vote, no longer do we segregate schools, and most recently, no longer do we make a marriage distinction on the basis of orientation. And so with less of these legal victories for social justice advocates to pursue and to achieve, today's social justice is less and less about equality before the law and more about equality before everyone's opinion. So what's the example that's got me thinking about this trend this week? Well, it's the curious decisions made by the advertising team at Bud Light. You may remember last year when Bud Light came under fire from social justice warriors for saying that their beer removes the word no from your vocabulary. Well, it appears the backlash pressure has removed no from Bud Light's vocabulary, because whoever runs the marketing over there has just said, meh, if you can't beat them, join them. And so they've hired a duo that is to comedy and charisma what Oswald is to Kennedy. Amy Schumer and Seth Rogen. And that pair is here with a very important message for us. Not only is marriage equality awesome, but that better be your opinion of it too. Let's see the new ad.
The Bud Light party here celebrating Steve and Greg's wedding.
Gay weddings, they're just like any wedding. You've got cringeworthy speeches.
Can everybody's attention, please? It's probably the last time you're gonna be seeing me for a while.
Wait, so which one is the cringeworthy speech here?
Girl who's super ready to settle down.
Get that! Oh! Yes!
And hey,
Okay, we know that cake isn't just a wedding treat for you two. So this isn't gay weddings are just like straight weddings. This is gay weddings are just like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Bud Light proudly supports everyone's right to marry whoever they want.
To the groom!
And the groom.
Well, how bold of you. I can't wait to see the commercial where you both fight for the Union Army because you proudly support the emancipation of the slaves. Or you proudly support desegregation. Or you proudly support women's suffrage. Although Amy Schumer is a great reason to consider going back to the old system. Now, to be fair, this ad was produced to celebrate what is LGBT Pride Month in June, but even in that context, it's still a dead issue. And you won! So wipe your hands and move on to something else because the job here is done. Let's flip the script, Bud Light, and consider this ad from the perspective of your rights. You have the right to advertise with whatever pitch you want, using whatever spokespeople you want, though I'd be better persuaded by Bill Cosby selling pharmaceuticals. So you get the right to sell, but that right doesn't include my purchase. You can make your pitch, but I don't have to buy your beer. In other words, you don't have the right to my opinion. Accordingly, marriage equality doesn't mean opinion equality. If the moral of this ad is everyone is supposed to support your right to do whatever you want, surely you're willing to reciprocate and support everyone else's right to do what they want, which, though inconveniently, includes disagreeing with you. Live and let live. That's the basic mantra that explains why I was on board with marriage equality and still am. But if you want freedom for yourself, consistency demands you offer freedom to others as well. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Unless you're Amy Schumer. Then I guess you can. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below and especially over on Twitter. That is @skag_3. You're always welcome to come hang out and chat in my live streams. Those are linked down in the description. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye.